Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me, Tia Rogers. Um, how's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've come to you. And as I am getting better, filling my cup, I forgot to put the time already. Filling my cup so that I can be full, so that I can continue to serve others. Um, I must first learn how to serve myself, and that's not always an easy task for someone that is always doing. Um, so, as I start to clock here, um, I just wanted to go back over some of the things that we have discussed so far as we are preparing to come together live. Um, look for the location, is coming soon. But just some of the topics that we have gone over thus far and trying to become a better person and learning the art of investing in ourselves, um, and creating a life that we want to create. So far, the topics I've discussed with you all, I'm going to work on bringing some of these topics to the tube, as they're in various areas. We talk about the art of investing in yourself as you're growing, learning, and healing. We talked about how important it is to become a better thinker, right? The power of our thoughts and the ability to think, the art of investing in yourself, um, silencing the noise to clear your space and open your heart and mind, the power of faith and community, and your thoughts and actions and your environment. How does that impact you? And what will you create, right? As we are wanting a better life, we are required to know what it is that will make our life better, right? It's up to us to do the assessment. And we talk about knowing thyself, governing thyself, being able to take the action steps that you need to take to move you along the journey. Um, and we really have to look at what it is that you want to make better. Is it that you just need more energy in your life? Or maybe you're on a self-awareness journey. Maybe you're in a different phase of your life and everything is new and different. So now you have to figure out who you are in the scheme of becoming better and finding out how you fit in the new environment, the new um, arena you're in. How do you fit there? How do you see yourself? Are you confident in going forward and knowing that you have all that you need to make this journey even more exciting and better, and really appreciate the experiences along the way? Is it that you need to become better in creating ideas to take action in your life? You have the idea, but maybe you haven't taken the steps to move it forward yet. Um, and you want to do that. How do you begin to do that? Baby steps, guys. I tell you, it's baby steps. Learning the true importance of your health and wellness. How important is it along the journey of becoming better to make sure that you are healthy, mind, body, and spirit, that you're in alignment with what it is that you are going for, achieving, wanting to achieve in your life, whether it's better health, better relationships, um, a better outlook on life, a better career, um, whatever it is that you identify that you want to get better. And it varies for everyone. And what are our beliefs along the way? What are the beliefs that we bring with us from our past? our upbringing, the role models we had around us, what did we apply to our lives and take with us, and what is it that we need to kind of let go, so that because it no longer serves us, right? It's not helping us to progress to where we want to be. And we talk about values. We talked about the things that we value doesn't really take a lot of thought. We put them first, we prioritize them, and we work very diligently at making sure that these things are taken care of because we value them. They're precious to us. So we want to make sure that, as well as we are becoming better, that the things that we value are becoming better too. Our quality of life. What is it about your quality of life that you would like to have better? And these are just some things that I've jotted down to kind of go over the review to kind of get the conversation started, as I am slowly but surely refreshing and revitalizing myself to come back and get this momentum going. Um, there's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see that goes on, and I'm grateful for the members that are helping me on that note. And as we're getting organized, sometimes to become better, you have to get organized in life. There may be several areas in your life that you want to begin to become better in, but you have to prioritize them and put them in perspective and write out a timeline as to when you wish to achieve them and how you're going to go about achieving them. So this journey and this experience has led me to all these different questions. And it all boiled down to when I did the work on myself. I'm like, I hope that you will do the work on you. And if you've been following me, there's several different exercises that I have laid out for you to begin starting your journey of self-exploration, self-mastery, creating a life that you want to live. And it led me to the question of, well, not so much led me to a question, but it all leads back to the economic value of your life and the quality of your life as, whether you are a consumer, an investor, whether you are an employee or a self-employed and or entrepreneur business person, because there are different phases and different stages of every level in which you go. And with a market economy system, it's based off of supply and demand, and is pretty much regulated rather than governed through interventions, which means that we have an opportunity every day that we wake up to begin taking a market value in ourselves as to where we see ourselves in our lives. The way of the world is that some are blessed to be able to find this opportunity at an early age and get into it and establish a way to contribute and integrate their lives into the market economy effectively, where they may not never have to work for another company and or someone else. They get to automatically just work for themselves because they did the work along the way to build something for themselves. But should you do it backwards or an alternative way, not necessarily backwards, because there's no wrong or right. There's an alternative way. If you're working and what you're finding that working in one job is not sufficient enough to meet all the needs that you need to take care of, or working two jobs doesn't seem to give you the quality of life that you would like to have and or the quality time that you would like to spend with your loved ones. how do you find that balance? And I found the balance by basically kind of like going back and looking and 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 having different conversations to really look at the thesis that I presented. And that thesis was, how do we become a better person? What steps, what does it look like? And what are the components that are going to give us that life sustainability and quality of life that is beneficial to us, that not only grows us and develop us, but also enhances our lives, and creates a wealth of abundance where that we no longer find ourselves in a scarcity mindset. Um, it doesn't mean that life isn't going to happen on life terms, because it does. And I'm a prime example of that, as I am fighting to come back and fighting the phases and stages of grief, um, because it takes you for a loop when you lose a loved one. But we still have to go on. We still have to continue moving on. You have your dark periods, but you move on. And I was talking about our theses and how becoming better impacts our lives and our families and our communities as an individual and in our relationships. There is a culture that we adapt in our lives, that plays a role in that becoming better person, our perspective. There's also the factor of time and how important time is, and whether or not time is infinite, um, depending upon the perspective in which you're looking at it, and how well you utilize the time that you have to create the things that you want, for your life. Um, we talked about the phases and stages of growth. We talk about growth and development. And as we look at culture, in the United States, um, and the culture can vary by many factors, and some of those factors are population density, social economic status, your age, your race and ethnicity, your region, where you live, your family, community group, and society itself. It also has components of economics. There's an economic culture, there's an urban culture, um, and our values and perspective of right and wrong in these cultures, and the influence and the influence of our choices on our lives, and how those influences of the choices on our lives impact and influence others, right, in our community. And we talk about becoming an agent of change, and the agent of sometimes that process is slow to respond. And then there's other times where a culture can be diffused, where it's an expansion of this fusion from the origin of the culture, and that culture spreads outward. Um, and there's different types of uh, diffusion with culture. Culture can become contagious. Sometimes it's hierarchy, and there's the stimulus of the culture. Um, all of which I'm still exploring and looking at and trying to break it apart piece by piece to be able to understand how the culture, our self-awareness, our communities, how the economic systems, all of that, family systems, economic systems, cultural systems, um, governing systems, and self-mastery, how does it all come together to create a life, a life that you live, a life that you can um, begin to create changes in your life. Um, and it's going to require a big part of understanding self, knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, what it is that you really want out of life, and what you may want versus what, um, say, the family system group uh, wants. And how do we bring it all together to create one common goal that is going to enhance everyone's life and move us forward? There's always an opportunity to take advantage of opportunities in our lives that will provide us exposure, experience, and impact our lives in a way that causes a transformation in us, in the way that we think, see, and, you know, contribute in the world today. Um, Culture has its own cultural systems. Well, let's say, well, we can say the market economy system has its own language. Community culture has its own language. Um, Family culture has its own language, and it's very diverse, as we are diverse. Um, and learning this language, how to be effective, social, and interact social, um, from different conceived concepts and objects of the culture. Um, and a big part of culture is identity development. And how does the cultural identity development and the individual identity development work together? And in systems, it requires two or more to come together and make it work, to do the task, because one person could not achieve the outcome all by themselves. It takes a team to do it. And how well that team is able to come together and build cohesiveness with one another, understand the task and the goal at hand, um, to expedite the work, to be innovative with it, to be able to uh, take it from its original origin and possibly be innovative to maintain the origin of it, but also add uh, new perspectives and ways to it, make it look a little different, pretty much like the world we live in today. When you look back over history of time, you cannot excuse history over the history of time. Look how families have evolved, the workforce has evolved, um, transportation has evolved, hospitality, leisure, um, and how we work has evolved, and how we go about living a well, full, balanced life has evolved over the time. How we once started out, it has changed. And they're creating new technologies to enhance the work that we do, um, and make it better. Uh, or so that's the whole point of being innovative, to try and make it better. How can we make it more inclusive for everyone? How can we create a culture where we are generating the power of thought, the power of the ability to create a thought and act upon that thought, um, to enhance our lives. And then there's the balance of positive and negative, we all have them, and we all have some sort of internal fight that we have, whether it's not being confident enough in who we are to bring ourselves to the world, or um, feeling the scarcity of economics and how we will be able to build off of the work with economics that we earn every day. And how do we take that and expand that? How do we get it to um, begin to diffuse and expand in our lives to create an abundance so that we're not worried about where how we're going to survive and take care of our families. Every system that I have gone through this research, it has a common thread, a common theme. Okay, the common theme that they have, the common themes, uh, is having a sense and a feelings of belonging um, to a group of people like you. You know, you want to connect with those that are like minded, that possibly share the same qualities, maybe the same birthplace, um, maybe the same traditions, same practices, beliefs. Have a love of art, music, food. You know, the United States is so diverse today that it's it's um, it's kind of hard to pinpoint just one thing. And because of that diversity, we look at the different systems that are in place that enhance our lives. And a big part of what enhances our lives is social organization, right? There are how we socialize, how we interact with others, um, how well we are at communicating, speaking the language of those that we are a part of, and how well we understand it. What are some of the customs and traditions, our religion, our spirituality, um, and our ability of and capabilities and talents of the arts and literature, um, and the forms of government, as well as our economic systems. How do we begin to start making it better? I share some ideas all the time for those that are just starting out, and you may not necessarily be thinking like, well, do I want to become a business owner? I just want to just live my life. I just want to be, just go on about my day, live my life, go to work, do what I need to do for my family, and live the healthiest, best, best life that you can live. And you do have that right and that option to do that. Not everyone is made for business. Not everyone will adapt to the mindset that it will take for you to go through the processes of building a business. And for you, my suggestions are, and they're just tips that I took along the way in building. I always talk about being able to create that section of your life where you can place your money where it works for you and you're not working for it, and it requires very little of you just because um, you're gonna invest in something that is going to provide you a return over a period of time. um, there's all different kinds of ways to doing it, and I encourage you to learn as much as you can about it, because it's through the education that you're going to learn more and you're going to become more comfortable with it if it's foreign to you and you never heard this before. Um, you'll grasp a better understanding of the process of how to select which way you want to invest your earnings, so that it can begin providing you a foundation of revenue, that will grow for you over time, for you to do whatever it is once you decide what it is that you want to do, right? Because we all have to be ready for it. Some of us are pushed into it and forced into it. Some of us are blessed to be inherited to it. Some of us have to get it from the mud and figure it out and learn how to do it. And I was one of those that had to figure it out, learn it from the mud. So I just want to share it and pass it along to those that are just starting out. If you're just, starting life, you're graduating high school, going into college, you're working your job, and you're creating a little bit of earnings, especially with it now being around income tax times. It's a good time to think about exactly how you want to invest the money that you saved up all year that they've taken from you all year, going to pay you back, or take advantage of some of the tax credits and things. Although some things may be different this year because of some of the stimulus that you received from government during the pandemic and whatnot. As these programs are slowly phasing out, what are the consequences to those? What are going to be the differences? We'll know as you go through the process. But you want to be prepared no matter what, right? So you always want to be ready. You don't want to have to get ready. You want to be ready. So how do you want to? I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do my best to help you be ready. So you want to look at the value of certificate deposits. How much interest are you going to earn off an investment of anywhere from $500 to $10,000? Um, the cycle time frame period that gestation of that investment, and what is the percentage rate of interest you're going to earn to the dollar amount over a certain period of time. That's one source of investment. There's also mutual fund investment. You can do it as a self-guided mutual fund investment, or you could do it as a guided investment. I believe they did lower it so that you could begin it with something as low as $1,000 and higher. So that's another way to begin putting your money somewhere where your money will grow for you. Out of sight, out of mind is what I say, because you're planning for your future. It's not that you want to put so much emphasis on your future, because we don't really have a lot of control over what is going to happen in the future. But the best way to handle not being prepared for something is to try to at least be as prepared as you can. So you want to look at certificate deposits amounts, deposit that, put that there, let that mature over time. Same thing with your mutual fund, guided or self-invested. You may want to learn a little bit about the stock market, and there's different apps and different programs that where you can invest small amounts of dollars in the beginning to at least begin to see and play around with it to see what you can begin to start to grow. Again, all of this investment is over time. If you're looking for something that you want to invest in that's going to give you a quick, fast return, I'm not the person for that, because I don't know about that type of investment. I learned over the years that something as little as $25 each cycle, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, eventually will add up over a 12-month period. You do the math. You know the number, the dollar amount that you're looking for to compensate your life. And figuring out that dollar amount is very important, because you're going to have to take the steps to figure out how long it's going to take you to achieve the dollar amount that's going to help you, to provide that cushion. The younger you are starting out with these type of investments, the better you will make out along the way, because you find that taking advantage of a retirement plan, 401k, 401b, they changed all the different names, a Roth IRA. These things will help you in long term for the youngers. If you're a little older, like myself, and you have not began this, or you started and maybe possibly stopped for whatever reason, because things happen, especially when you are trying to plan financially for your life. There's always going to be some kind of financial something that's going to come up that you don't anticipate, or that's going to come and kind of throw you off. So you want to prepare for those buffers as well to be able to navigate through them. You want to, what I said, CDs, mutual funds, self-investment, guided investment. You want to make sure that you have some sort of protection in place for you, whether it be life insurance, and find out about the different types of life insurance that's going to best work for you. That could possibly be a way of you generating wealth. And then how do you protect all of that, right? You want to, as you're building your life, you want to make sure that you are taking the time to make sure that you have a living will and trust in place so that your wishes can be carried out. Is that is something that we need to start doing as early as possible, because you can always go back and change as your life changes what's written inside. But at least have a map, a plan for those moments that we don't anticipate. No one wants to be ill. We don't see ourselves being ill, but as life goes on, different experiences we have, we may find ourselves in a situation where we may be incapacitated, or our loved ones may have to speak for us. So it's good to have these things in place. The trust is going to help protect your finances, so that if anything, um, should you be unable to handle your finances, that trust account and whoever you appoint as the trustee is going to be able to make sure that your business goes on as regular, um, until you can become in better health. And should you uh, leave this earth, then your wishes are written out and plain, and your family kind of knows, or your loved ones, spouse, children will know exactly what it is that you want for your life. And whether you are going into business or not, you still want to create a serious life plan for your life, to be able to look at your wealth, your health, because your health is your wealth. Um, as you are going through life and creating this wonderful life that you live, because it's a beautiful life, and educating yourself so that you can learn as much as you can learn about you, the world you live in, how it operates, and what you can contribute to it, are all plus. My grandmother would always say, once you get it up here, nobody can take it away from you. It's inside of you. There's certain things that you can do to build you and make you a better person that no one can touch. And that's your character. That's your attitude that you bring. It is your knowledge and your life experience that you bring, that no one else has, that only you have. And that's a gem right there. So the more you invest in that, building yourself, whether it's through education, whether it's learning a new skill, a new job skill, a trade, uh, just being the best person that you can be in whatever arena you are, because becoming better, we want to become better in every aspect of our lives, in our families, and our families, and our relationships, in our careers, in our businesses, in our everyday life, in our community, in society as a whole. Um, and time is of the essence. Time is literally what you decide to do with it. Everyone tries to hold on to time. We make time a very important thing. But in essence, I've learned over the years of my life that the most important time is the present time, and the steps that you've taken to move yourself forward in that time frame that you have. um, because once time is gone, you never get it back. Um, and although time heals all, you realize that life gets better. Life becomes worth living. We're going to go have our ups and downs. We're going to pop in and we're going to pop out of life. Sometimes you need to stop and take a break to refuel and replenish yourself to figure out exactly where you're going because you influence someone's life in some way, form, or fashion. Because I always talk about how we are connected. One person, all connected by one person. So one person knows this person that knows another person that knows the same person, and then that's how it goes. I know I'm rambling on here as I am excited to be bringing to you growing, learning, and healing. We all do it. We're going to be talking about the market economy, how it impacts our lives, how we can become an integral part of the money market, and how we can utilize it to enhance our lives. There's components to creating wealth, and if you're interested in learning what those components are, we're going to try do our best to try to share that with you as well, how all the pieces come together. Right now we have this large 1,000-piece puzzle that we are trying to put together, and because may not necessarily know how each piece is going to fit, we need the right fit, and it takes some time to do that. Right now we have the application open on Tammy's Market or Tammy's Shop in our store. We have the Becoming a Better Person, How to Win in Life and Win in Business application. If you are interested, it's free. You just fill out the application. We're going to review your application to see if you are a good fit and candidate for our program that we are putting together to help those that are interested in becoming better and residual, creating another resource for income for themselves. There's plenty of opportunity. Um, However, instead of confusing everybody, I think it's better to just do the application process. So once we get our applications and we go through them, our goal and mission is to select 10 candidates to work with. And what those 10 candidates will get, they will get the How to Win in Life and Win in Business course that is created, so we can work together and provide you the outline structure of what it is to start out in business. Um, you will also, when you join us live, those that will join us, you will receive a free copy of the book, Finding Your Way. When you decide it's you that's going to make the difference in your life. And pathways will be coming soon. We're still prayerfully working on it. We've come a long way, but it's not quite finished yet. So, as we say, it's the process of growing, learning, and healing because we all do it. But I wanted to come to you and just let you know that you can begin building right where you are, right with what you have. And you don't necessarily have to be looking to go into a business adventure. However, my purpose here is to help those that are looking to go into a business venture, whatever it may be for you. And that's about as honest and authentic as I can be. I've shared a lot of information in various over the years of building my own business and being innovative and making it better and becoming better and reaching out and providing information that I believe will be helpful for those that are on their path of becoming better and building a better life. And I hope that this information you found it. Um, I hope you found it um, informative for you. I hope that you got some tips, at least to begin to start your savings, and begin to start there and give it a year's time. See what you can develop in within a year's time. And if that works for you, just imagine, should you increase that over time, what it can actually do for you. And as always, I let you know that you were born a winner from the time you were conceived in your mother's womb. You were born with all that you need to make your life a success. You just sometimes have to believe that you can do it, that you have the skills and the discipline and the time to put in to invest in you, even as little as just going out and reading a different book that may help you see things in a different light on your health, your mental health, um, your life period. And there, I found that on this journey, um, contributing and giving back is so rewarding, no matter how big or how small you contribute. It's nice to know that you are a part of your own community and helping to create some pretty cool, positive things. So we hope to continue on our journey and our path in doing so, um, so that many others can benefit from a new home, food on their table, and hopefully we can build our dream, our big umbrella dream, because it is pretty big, and I'm trying to chunk it down. It's a big elephant, so I have to break it down little by little, and I'm grateful for the help that I am receiving along the way, and kind of helping me get it all together. I know that I'm probably wearing them out. Because I have my own little torch, knowing thyself. You got to know yourself, right? You got to know. So that means that you got to know what, where your pitfalls are, where you may need a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more self-discipline to push yourself to go and do some of the things that may not be so fun to do all the time, and be able to roll with the punches when life blindsides you and knocks you out the box. But we all have a unique talent, we all have a unique gift, and we all are a part of the market economy. Just depends on which part of the market economy you wish to be on. Do you want to be on the wealth building side or the consumer side? And believe it or not, a lot of us are on both. It's just that some of us have different disparities and challenges along the way, and we may not necessarily see it right away. So in the efforts of building more sustainable families, I thought this little small recording, this little cute little 45-minute together, would help provide you some insight as to ways that you can start right where you are, right with what you have, and begin investing in you to create a better financial life for yourself, because there, with the prices of things going up, different changes in the workplace, different challenges we go through, um, I just want you to know that you can be prepared for it all. And should you not be prepared, know that that relationship that you build with your higher power, that I call God, is going to hold you and sustain you and carry you through. Um, However, faith without works is no good. So we have to take the steps of faith, as we are trusting and looking towards our higher power to manifest these things in our lives. We have to be willing to plant the seed we need in our own lives to help it manifest in our lives. It's not going to just magically appear. So I know I'm rumbling on at this point. And I thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank everybody that has reached out to me or checked on me, made me laugh. Um, and to all the new communities that I'm a part of, thank you so much for welcoming me and sharing so much knowledge. This year is going to be explosive as well. So, with that being said, each one teach one, and I hope that you got some value out of this. As we look at the market economy, we look at the market economy systems, we look at the social systems, we look at the cultural systems, we look at the family systems, um, and how we can help families become more sustainable. Um, but the bottom line is, it's going to require some self mastery. You're going to have to want it. It's solely voluntary, your choice to step into the realm. But should you step into the realm, and if I am the one to greet you upon arrival, I hope that I hope to help you make a nice, smooth transition in the beginning of your journey to get you on your way and provide you an outline that's sustainable enough, that's going to give you the tools that I wanted when I started out, that I necessarily didn't get in one place, but I found it. So I want to kind of wanted to put it in one place for you guys to get it. So fill out the application on tabmeets.shop for becoming a better person, how to win in life, win in business. It's totally free, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you. Have a wonderful, blessed, amazing day. Go out there and be amazing. So long.